Hello, my name is Connor Grandin, and this is my Week 9 discussion post, which is a demo of my programming assignment 3. That's a bit of a mouthful. But anyway, my programming assignment 3 is kind of a drag race between three different cars, and whichever one makes it to the end first wins. They all move at different speeds, but they behave about the same way other than that. So anyway, there's four main buttons for this, which are switch traffic light, move cars forward, reverse the cars, and of course, once you make it to the end, you got to celebrate. So let's run this file. Okay, so while this program might not look like much at first, it took a long time to make, and I'm not just saying that to make you feel bad for me. Don't worry, it's a cool program. And so anyway, there's the three cars I was talking about before and a stoplight here. So let's just move the cars forward and see who makes it to the end. Oh, well, I guess my program's just broken then. Nope, just kidding. The light's red, so why the heck would they move forward? They would get themselves in a bit of trouble. They would move on a red light. So let's switch that to green and now move the cars forward. So there we go. They've all got their different speeds. They're all getting pretty close. But red comes in first place. We'll celebrate with those nice cyan flags. And then blue comes in second, nice black flags. Pink comes in last with yellow flags. So you can also reverse the cars, and you can switch the traffic light back to red as well. And then the cars won't be able to move at all. So yeah, like I said before, it looks pretty simple, but there's a lot to it. So anyway, I've done this wrong a lot, so we're going to focus on exactly what the computer, all the processes that the computer goes through every time I press move cars forward. So I pressed it now, nothing happened. Well, we're going to figure out why. So when I press the move cars forward button, it's actually taking me to this private void forward action performed. And that does two things. It looks in the MU panel and does drive ahead, and it also looks in the MU panel and repaints everything. So let's focus on drive ahead first. And while it is the title of an awesome mobile game, it's also going to be what's moving our cars. So what drive ahead does is it moves the first, second, and third cars forward. And it's actually pulling that from the RaceCar.java thing. But an important thing about this is that, well, actually, you know what? Let's just look at RaceCar.java first. So anyway, the computer, I press the button. It says, okay, mupanel.driveAhead. It runs that, and it's like, okay. So it goes into the MU panel, starts running drive ahead, and then it sees the first car.move forward. And so move forward is actually a part of the RaceCar class. So it goes from the frame to the panel and now down to the RaceCar class, all just from the press of the button. So now that it's in the RaceCar class, it goes down to the move forward thing, and it sees these two if statements. Now, it might look a bit convoluted because, what the heck, what are these if statements doing inside of each other? Well, what I actually did here was that I nested if statements. And while it might seem a bit confusing, it's actually pretty simple. All that really happens is it checks this if statement first. And it says if go, then to do these things. But, well, you may be wondering what exactly go is. Well, and the computer would wonder that too after you press the button and it's come all the way here. So to check to see if go is true, go is actually a Boolean right up here when the program is instantiated. And it's this Boolean. It's set to G down here, but that doesn't really matter. So to see if go starts at true or false, it's actually part of our assignment statement, or instantiation, whatever. And so as you can see, all three of the cars have go set to false at the beginning, which means that they won't be able to move. And the only way to change go is to hit the stoplight, or change the stoplight. So all of that considered, the computer looks through this, it sees that go is false, so it says, okay, I'm not going to do any of this, because go is false, none of this will happen. However, if go is true, it says, okay, go is true, so now I'm going to look inside of this if statement, and it sees another if statement, which says that if anchor x plus car speed plus 100 is less than or equal to the right edge, then it can continue on with this. So basically what this means is if the left side of the card plus the speed of the car plus the length of the car is less than or equal to the right edge, then it'll be able to move. But otherwise, it won't be able to. And all this really does is make sure that the car will stop exactly at the end, and it won't move any further. Because as you could see in the demo, when I kept pressing the button, the car didn't keep moving. So let's say it's the beginning and go is true. So I press the button, so it runs drive ahead in the MU panel. And so it focuses on the first car first, and it runs move forward. And so move forward changes the anchor X. It adds on the car speed to the anchor X. So it changes the anchor X, and that's all it does. So you're probably wondering, well, if that's all it does, it never really told the drawing to do anything different, so the car's just going to stay exactly where it is and not do anything. That is until we repaint it, and then it says, okay, I'm going to erase the last car and draw a new one that now has this brand new anchor X. Or, it's just repainting it exactly where it was because one of the things was false. And this is supposed to say reverse button action performed, but I forgot to change it. And reverse works exactly the same way. Okay, I hope I covered that pretty well. So now let's go through and make a few small changes just to, see what happens. So my first change would be commenting out this right edge here. So if we just totally get rid of it. So now all it's checking to see is if the stoplight is green. If the stoplight is green, it's going to move. And that's all there is to it. I've said that just a few times. So as you can see, stoplight's red, cars don't move, stoplight's green. So I press the button and cars move. And oh, well, I guess they stop at the end even though they're not supposed to. Well, that's kind of weird. Oh wait, do you know what happened? It's this thing. Okay. So I don't know if this is happening to other people, but for some reason, my MU panel, when it's doing the drive ahead, it doesn't update. It just decides not to update unless you save it. So what I have to do is just type something, and then it updates, and it's like, oh my gosh, first car.move forward as well as second and third, those changed. That's RaceCar.java is different now. And so I need to do something else. So it's going to run exactly how it was before. MU panel. Okay, the MU frame is going to look for drive ahead in MU panel. Drive ahead is going to look for move forward in the RaceCar class. And move forward is going to run for first car, second car, and third car. So I hope this works this time. So switch light to green. All right, so all of that happens every time the if statement checks to see if it's true, because if it's not true, it can't move forward. And so now, since I got rid of that thing, hopefully it updated and the cars will keep moving. Yep, there they go. They're not waiting patiently, they just drive off the screen. And if we bring them back, we can actually make them celebrate, but only if they're at the end. But I guess that part's not important. It's not really part of the class. All right, so that's a pretty cool thing. So anyway, if we bring it back and we save the MU panel, it's going to run exactly like it did before, because now it's going to check for both if statements, and the cars aren't going to move past the boundary. Okay, but you may be wondering, how exactly does move forward know how forward to move? Well, it actually, I showed you this car speed, but I forgot to tell you where you entered the car speed. The car speed is entered right here in the instantiation in the MU panel. So when it's in the class and it says anchor x now equals the car speed, it looks all the way into the MU panel and it says, oh, well, the car speed for the red car is 40. So I need to move forwards 40 pixels. So let's see what happens when we change the speeds up. Let's say that the red car got a flat tire and is driving very, very cautiously. The pink car, is turned into some kind of a speed demon and is going at 160 pixels per click. And the blue car, is somewhere in the middle, going at 80. It's a casual 80 pixels per click. All right, so we're going to run the file. So when I click move cars forward, it's going to run drive ahead in the MU frame, which will run the move forward in the class. And then once move forward is done for all three of the cars, it will repaint them. Wow. So now look how much faster pink and blue are going than red. Pink and blue are pretty much guaranteed to make it to the end, but they're not moving anymore. And that is actually going to lead red to still be the winner. Now that might be a little bit surprising, but the reason for that is actually because after drive ahead looks in the MU panel and the MU panel looks in the race car class, it looks at this like go is true, so we know they should each of the cars will check to see if go is true, and go is true, so then they'll look at this statement right here. And so the right edge is going to be a value of 600, or I guess 700, but 600 if you consider this extra 100 here. So car speed needs to be a multiple of 600, or the cars won't be able to move all the way to the right edge. Because if they don't multiply evenly into 600, then they're going to have to stop short because their value is going to be greater than the right edge, which means it's not going to be able to move anymore. So this was a bit of a problem for my, in my experiments, and I wasn't really sure how to figure it out. So if anyone does know how to figure it out, that would be greatly appreciated. But if not, it's totally fine. I'm pretty happy with this program either way. So yeah, I think I explained everything about as well as I could have. I hope you enjoyed this, this discussion post, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.